Yeah, so obviously I am toothless again. It's the Thursday night, Thursday the 6th of September. And this video that you're going to see next is excuse the tooth, by the way. I do look like Pablo, the king of the gypsies. But I've been down the pool club again tonight, as you can see. But I thought I would upload this one because it is a video that was done in 2 parts originally. And those 2 parts, I think, are better as a 1-parter. Now, it will be about 40 minutes long, this, but it's a video that we did with a guy from the plots. He's 2 allotment plots up from where we are, and his name is Joe. Joe's a wise old elf. He's the magical Wizard of Oz. He is also known as Uncle Joe from Mexico on the videos. He graciously allowed us to do a plot tour and talked us through a lot of his growing, and it was on a Sunday morning, like dead early, like about 7 o'clock. But he said, I want to do it, I'll be on it, I'm not bashful, I'll do it. And he did it, and he has a wealth of knowledge. You'll be seeing a lot more of Joe over the next coming months and years, hopefully. Because he's one of us, he's a great guy, really good, sound bloke. He's an allotment committee member. He's a plot inspector. He's very free with his knowledge, very free with his advice. Excellent sort of a guy to know if you're getting into this kind of thing. And well, yeah, basically, he's a top banana. So hopefully you're going to enjoy this episode and get a lot of knowledge from it, because I did. I was like fascinated by him. He's brilliant, really good. Now let's see if I can turn this off without making a mess of it. Alright, but I hope you enjoy this next bit. Just checking that it was on then. Oh, hang on. Tooth. Got some rare footage this morning for you. Very early. 7:05, Sunday morning. After the England-Sweden game. Yes, I've walked it up. We'll go and see Joe. See what he's on with. He's pruning. Right, we're on, Joe. Well, hey, pal, what are you doing?
Well, I've just tinned my grapes out, see.
Tinned his grapes today.
So, this is what we've actually got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12 bunches of grapes. But what I've been doing, I've been going along every other one and taking out what is going to be a leader, and I've been taking these off, otherwise these just go rampant. And almost a little bit like a tomato, I pinch out every other one, and then the grapevine itself is only feeding 1 bunch of grapes as opposed to a mass of leaves all over. And I'll let these get a little bit bigger, and then I'll get a small pair of scissors and I'll nip. These are too big, but I'll nip some of the grapes out, some of the tiny bunches, like that. I'll just take out a few. So I'll take a few out of each bunch to give them more room to grow.
And does that give them, obviously, the extra energy and the feed and the water and everything?
Yeah,
it'll help them swell, won't it?
Yeah, because rather than feed the whole bloody plant, all you want to feed is the grapes.
Yeah.
So you don't want the surplus.
You don't need the foliage.
No, it's like, a bit like up here now, there's all this foliage up here, right? So, it'd be so to mate. If I go to that one there, yeah, this one here is going to start going rampant, so go to where it comes from and take it off, and gradually thin it and thin it, so you've got less leaf to give more fruit. A little bit like your tomatoes in a way, just thin them out. And these are my peppers down here.
Yeah, they're coming, aren't they?
They're coming on nicely.
Bell peppers.
Yeah, they are Californian Wonder. So they're California Wonder, they're my green peppers.
Have you done them from seed, Joe?
Done all them from seed, and then my chilies are up here now. Not quite coming yet, but these are jalapenos, yeah?
Yeah.
And then these are jalapenos. But they're not far away, there's a little flower now. It's just going over. So give us probably a week or two now, and then we'll have green chilies. So we've got the chilies, we've got the peppers, we've got the tomatoes, and upstairs we got the grapes.
And these are all single stemmed, aren't they?
They're all single stemmed, and what I do, I'll go along. I've only just done them before you came, and rather than have the massive big green leaves again, I'll only have 2 leaves on each stem, and I take most of the leaves off. I don't take them off completely. I just leave 2 leaves on each arm.
Right.
And then what it's doing then, it's not feeding like this one here now. Just thin this out a bit. Just come and just leave 2 leaves on each arm. And again, rather than the plant take all the goodness up and feed everything,
the foliage,
you don't need to feed your foliage. You're not going to eat that.
Right.
You're only going to eat your tomatoes, aren't you?
So right, I didn't know that. So it doesn't really require a lot of photosynthesis from the leaves. It just needs to be firing up.
Yeah, and by the same score, the first thing you've done is let all the light in.
Yeah.
So they get far more light on the tomatoes because you've not got this big expanse of leaves. And here we are now. It's only...
They're blushing, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're turning red now. They're on the way.
Man, you're looking at all them tomatoes. There's no need to blush, is there, Joe?
There's no need to blush.
Nothing to be embellished.
But what I want is more tomatoes. And as everybody knows, here's a little side shoot we've missed before. Coming out there.
Yeah.
Pinch the side shoot out. So you've got your main stem coming up. You've got your tomatoes on. You've thinned your leaves out. Let more light in. And then when you feed, it's all going to your tomatoes. And then what I do, I use comfy as my feed. And my next little job...
Let's have a look.
Little job.
Every time I walk past, I see this collection of comfrey bottles with envy, boys and girls, because look at this.
Oh, there's buckles and buckles of comfy.
Joe shows now.
So this is my comfy bucket. And a few more peas I've got netted. But here's the comfy down here. That's the comfy. I'll have big purple flowers. And all I do, get the scissors in, cut the comfy off. Just get it,
taking a big stem,
chop it up. I know you can't see.
And he chops in the lot. Look, he's doing the stems as well.
Everything: stems, leaves, flowers. Chop it up into little bits.
Yeah.
We'll just get another one out because all this will come out later on. So I'll leave it about a foot off the ground, and then it can grow again.
It just it's like a weed, isn't it, comfrey, really?
Well,
it keeps coming, doesn't it?
It's high in potassium, which is exactly what tomatoes want. So all this here, all this will be down to a foot high a little bit later on.
Yeah.
It all gets chopped up, it goes in the blue bucket, I put a brick on top, cover it with water, give it about 6 weeks, and it stinks to high hell.
Yeah.
So after about 6 weeks then, it all goes in the empty milk bottles.
Yep.
Smell that.
Smell. Oh, it's a good job you've not got smelly vision.
But if you had smelly vision, that is pure feed. And I can use that on virtually everything that I've got.
It makes your eyes water, doesn't it? Yeah. See, I've got some, because I've not got the comfrey, I've got the rhubarb leaves in. Because I've been told the rhubarb leaves are quite good, and also stinging nettle leaves as well.
Well, stinging nettles aren't bad. Rhubarb's okay, but I think but that is just so highly concentrated.
Yeah, you swear by that, don't you?
And a couple of inches of that in a 5-gallon watering can, straight into my beds in my greenhouse here, and whoosh, up they go.
So the concentration of that, would that be similar to the tomato right and stuff, or would you put a little bit more of that in?
That's stronger than tomarite.
Right.
But what I would normally put in is like an inch of that in depth.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably about an inch into my 5-gallon watering can. into all my beds, and they swell up, they stick the chests out, and they can draw up all the feed then, and everything can ripen off.
That's it. It's like Popeye with his spinach when you give it that.
But them some red cabbage, I've only put these in.
Little babies, these ones, isn't it?
These are babies because I took my winter onions out last week.
Yeah.
Which are the Japanese one, the Sensei. They went in November.
Are you drying them off anywhere now?
They went off now.
Here we are, the drying table.
And there's all the winter onions. So they're all drying off now, while it's lovely and warm and sunny. Turning a nice goldy brown.
When do you plant them in, Joe?
Them went in September, October, late on.
Yeah.
So you just buy them as tiny little, like shallots.
And they're going in autumn and over winter.
Over winter.
And then...
So the idea with these and garlic that go in at the same time, it's just literally get your bed ready, push your thumb in, go a thumb deep, drop it in, forget about it then. And the idea being is then, even though it's short days, it's cold, it's dark, they just get the roots going.
Yep.
Just the roots. Nothing's happening upstairs. It's all happening under the soil.
Seeking themselves.
So they start to get the roots growing. Then we get the Worcester winter, and then they'll shut down, like the garlic will. The garlic gets its roots going, and then winter comes along really hard, and they'll shut down altogether.
Yeah.
But that's happened below ground level. But then come March, April, up come the little green shoots, because the roots are already there, established. It's starting to warm up, and they start sticking their heads up then. So that was just one small bag.
Well, it's done them no harm, has it? Look, they're not bad onions, though.
So they're not bad onions.
There's some crackers. Look at this one here.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
Yeah. So they can't.
A big boy.
Now. And then they'll get strung up. Some will go in the polytunnel here, but the rest will go home in the garage, all tied up. And what with those onions and the onions here in the onion bed, that is shortly due. These are virtually ready now.
Yeah, they're not too far away, are they?
Not too far away, but there's some good sized onions in there.
What variety are them? Joe?
They're stir on.
Stir on.
Yeah, but I've had to keep watering these at least once a week.
I think the ones... Are they the ones that you gave us the surplus on? Because they've come on nice.
Yeah.
They've come on
but
nice.
the thing with onions is they're relatively shallow rooted.
Yeah.
So in all this weather now, unless you water them,
yep,
the ground goes bone dry, they think they're dying, and then they'll start to go to seed. So, and when they start to go to seed, you get the big pointy leaf like this, and you'll get a bulblet on it.
That's what's happening with Chris, he's off across.
Yeah,
he's getting some of them.
But yeah, so there's all the onions, they'll be ready in the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks.
Because as you know, if you're a UK viewer, we've had a real heat wave this last probably 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been good, but it's been bad at the same time because we've not had the water.
That's the benefit. If you look at the sweet corn there, it's 6 foot tall.
My God, look at that.
And the benefit of that and the thickness of the stems is because it's been having some of the concentrated magic feed. That's been having the comfort, yeah, in pretty big doses.
The comfort of comfort, it's been immense.
So that sweet corn now is 6 foot high.
In fact, you've got the best sweet corn on the site, Paul.
Well, at the moment it's pretty good, yeah.
It is. Look at the lovely looking leaves on it as well.
Well, that's called, this one I think is called mini pot, so it's just going to give us the small mini sweet corns as opposed to the big ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's the sweet corn standing as it is now. See, here are coming the what are going to be the flower, this head, yeah. So once this now is just about to show, so once that's starting to come, the corn will start to come like side shoots, a little bit like on tomatoes.
Yeah.
They'll start coming out at the side, and once it's ready, then this will fertilise the sweet corn underneath, and away you go.
It's wind pollinated, isn't it?
Pollinated, all being well. So you just plant them in blocks. So there's 4 across there, and it's 6 deep. So there's only 24 sweet corn in there. Yeah. That's all there is. And here, see now, like I was saying,
there's something coming there.
There's the young sweet corn coming here. Yeah. There's another one about to start there.
Yeah, that's it. That's where they're coming from.
That's where they're coming from. So
a little bit like Brussels sprouts, if you remember when we talked about the Brussels sprouts. Well, they came in there and grew up.
Well, it's almost like tomatoes. If that was a tomato, you would pinch the side shoot out. Otherwise, you would get another arm going. But it's not. That is going to be the sweet corn. And then up is the flower. When it's ready and time is right, the wind will shake it all, they'll fall down, pollinate your corn, and away you go.
Yeah. It's sort of, yeah, the wind will just drop down and it'll spread to other plants, obviously, because it's the swirl of the wind.
So they all pollinate each other because they're in that block, and as I said, there's only 24 there.
And it's companion planting, if you see here, with the broad beans.
But they haven't done as well this year. I only put 5 in because Marge and I are not overly keen on broad beans.
Yeah.
Other people's broad beans far, far better than mine, but these are struggling. But we've had enough to keep us ticking over. So.
And as ever, boys and girls, you grow what you like to eat.
Yeah. Don't waste your time, your energy, your soil on stuff you're not going to eat.
No.
Because it's dead money, dead time, dead labour.
Because you'd be growing it for somebody else to give it away to them. And
well,
it's nice to do that, but grow what you want to eat.
What you want.
That's the main thing. You've got his leeks in here, quite a few leeks, a lot of leeks.
Yeah, there's there's probably 50 leeks there now, but they can just come on slowly. But again, they need a water. But they're more deep rooted than.
What's that one there?
That's a pumpkin.
That's a pumpkin.
That's a pumpkin. But he's slowly spreading the word. He's on his way now.
Yeah, he's spreading his wings, Luke.
But if you stay there, I'll just show you what I do. Only because if you stay there, I'm just going to.
I do like this idea of growing your fruit trees along there.
What, the espalier?
Yeah. Malus domestica, Braeburn apple.
Morning. The only reason
somebody's messing up our filming here.
It's just what I'll do is just to lift the fruits off the ground. Yeah. So there's one here now, 2. It's only showing 2 at the moment, so I'll probably let it get 4. Are you with me? 1, 2, wherever the other 2 will come. And then again, cut it off, because these are only for the babe.
Yep.
So she wants a pumpkin come Halloween. So she'll get pumpkins. But once I've got the 4 that I want, yeah, I'll cut it off. And because they now are just about to show, they'll start getting some of the magic comfy feed, which is rich. And that goes straight into the roots. And then again, it's just going to fill up the fruit.
It'd be interesting to catalogue the progress with that comfy feed. It is supposed to be. I mean, I've never used it first year for me, but we'll let Joe show you the effects that it has. It's a very, very good feed for the plants.
And like the courgettes just in the next bed there, they're bouncing as well.
They're doing much better than mine. I wanted to ask you advice actually about courgettes, because I'm getting a lot of leaf damage. It's the mould, I think.
And normally that's just lack of air circulation, depending where you've got it. But
yeah, because it's been in mix polytunnel.
Yeah, well,
I've got them out now, but
polytunnels are good for lots of things, but what they need is some good air circulation. And somewhere down there, if we just get our super duper sharp scissors, there's the yellow flowers.
Yeah,
everybody can see the
there's
yellow
one
flower.
there.
And down here now is an ideal size. So in with the scissors.
He's going to have him. Beheaded. Look at that, decapitated. It's not a bad size, that.
So before I go home after, there's a couple more all over the place.
That's great.
It's just a case of run the drain. But if you leave them on too long, see, that's growing already.
Yeah.
But them are a perfect size.
Yeah, they're ideal, aren't they?
Ideal. So there's our courgettes.
And if you leave them, apparently, they'll grow like marrows.
They'll grow like marrows, yeah. But what you want is a succession of them this size. Because if you leave them on to grow like marrows, they'll keep feeding the bigger one first, because that'll take all the goodness out, yeah. And the other ones, if you like, get neglected, because they're not getting the amount of food they should be. It's a bit like mum with a load of chicks. The big chicks will take it all, and sometimes the smaller ones die.
The one that squawks the loudest gets the most worms, doesn't they?
And then here's our climbing French beans. So they've bounced now. And again, once they get this high up, it's literally just a case. Have to be done later on, but they'll all
topping them off.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll just keep going. Loads and loads of flowers as they're climbing up.
Yeah.
But the bottom one's down here now. Where are we? Lovely, nice, fine string beans, see? You don't want them too big, you want them nice and thin and lean. So there's...
So we get the sweetest flavour from them.
The sweetest flavour, yeah. So what we do, like everybody, you always have times when you have surpluses. Take them home, my good lady will freeze them all, and again, they'll last us.
Do you have to blanch them first before you can freeze them? You have to like put them a bit of a boil?
Well, sometimes Margie blanches them, sometimes she doesn't, but both ways it's been 50-50. But if we put these on a shallow tray, and then put the shallow flat tray in the freezer, and what we do, and it works for us, we just freeze them as they are.
Right, yeah, so you don't have to do the boil.
What you could do is cut them in, but I suppose you could cut them in half, yeah? But they're lovely, nice, tender French beans.
Yeah, they look spot on.
So it looks like Joe's having French beans, courgettes, and whatever. Oh, there's some beetroot here.
I've been pickling beetroot. I filmed it the other day.
I've sown more beetroot at home and lettuce to follow on, because as things start coming out,
you've got to replace
it. So you've got to fill your gaps.
And it's a sort of same season crop rotation really that you're doing.
Yeah, but what you never want to do is plant the same thing in the same bed time after time. Here's our peas. We've had tons and tons of these. What's the big one?
There's still plenty on there, isn't there?
There's still plenty on here. So, oh yeah, here's the taste test to anybody.
Yeah, let me get my tooth out.
Watching or listening. Fresh peas.
Oh, they're like toffees, aren't they?
That's sweetest.
Very sweet.
Because the babe, when she comes up, I'll bring the babe.
Oh, they're nice, them.
And there we go.
They're nice, them.
More espalier on this side.
What do you call it? What's that?
It's called espalier.
Espalier?
Because my previous fruit trees weren't successful. So I bought these, and if you can imagine, if this was a tree, it would just go up and up and up. Like the two over the polytunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. One's a pear, one's a plum, but you've no control over those. But by training the branches to go along here, and this has only been in 18 months, you're training the branches where you want to go.
It's so easy as well, because you can the low.
That's it.
To pick.
So the idea being now is these are going to be next year's fruiting spurs. And again, a bit like the grapes, what I'll do is, but I'm in control of these. So I expect nothing this year, but next year.
Oh, them peas are lovely, Joe.
Yeah, but next year, these are going to be my apples, my pears, my plum and my bayburn over there.
That's such a good idea, that. Very good.
Now some of them, because like even on Gardener's World, Montedonna's failures, have two legs there that haven't done very well. But because there's a new growth down there on that one, yeah,
you can fill
as that gets taller, I don't know if they can. Well, you stay there. I'll go on the other side.
That'll come and meet it, won't it, eventually?
Yeah, because these legs haven't worked. It's only got that far. So this now, as this gets taller, we'll let this come up, and then he will be the replacement for this one. So this one gets cut off, and this will be allowed to come here, and then he can run all the way along. And
that's nature, boys and girls. And fortune favouring the brave.
These are my raspberries. These are called Autumn Treasure. These won't be ready till end of September at the earliest. But
yeah, so there's a late fruiter.
This one is a late fruiter, yeah, which is now sort of 5 foot tall, doing well. The post, not that I'm alcoholic, but I just put these on to stop the tops going rotten. Run a string line down as they've been growing to keep them in and contained, otherwise they all flop over. And we'll have a vast amount of raspberries come maybe September, October.
Yeah, there's loads and loads there.
Here's a couple now just off a young side shoot.
You may have noticed as well with some of Joe's canes, he's got the little pill bottles over the top of them. That's so you don't get your eyes poked out when you're bowing down. Let's have a look at that.
We'll shoot and have a raspberry. But if we have canes,
nice.
If we have canes with anything that's bending over height, put the little caps on.
That'll please one of our viewers, Natasha. She commented on that when me and the little farmer were putting the canes in over there, and she's quite correct, because this is exactly the same idea that Joe's got here, so to prevent your eye damage.
I did my black currants yesterday. I put some young black currants in there. Now the canes are there. They will have tops on in the next half an hour.
Yeah.
But I've come up this morning to do lots and lots of everything. But I try and come up, I do come up every day. But my main days are like now, Sunday, and I'll do till 11 o'clock. I was here at 7.
Yeah, you was on before me.
Wednesday, but what I do, I've just got I've got a diary at home, and everything I do on my big days, I just write down. So I'll write down what I've done. I've thinned my tomatoes, I've thinned my grapes, I'll have made my comfort.
So you don't do it again? Right?
No, so I know what I've done. But now, when I open that book up, I can go back last year, the year before, for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
What's worked and
what's not worked, what fails, and then where I'm up to. Whether things are behind, or whether things are early, or whether they've failed. And it's not your successes on it. We can all have successes. Sometimes it's just luck because you put it in the ground and it gets the right conditions. But it's when you get a failure, you've got to find out why you've got the failure.
You can learn from it then, can't you?
You learn from your mistakes, not from your achievements, but you learn from your mistakes.
That's the whole idea of the little channel, really, because we've got to show everything. We show the successes, the failures, the victories, and the tragedies, what we get.
But the idea is, if everybody shares the knowledge with everybody else, the old ass, it's guys like, not necessarily guys like me, because I'm not that old yet.
Yeah, the wise old elf, though, you do it.
It's just a case of pass that knowledge on and share it round.
So the little ones can carry on, which is what we want. That's what you want. You want the little ones carrying on with it. And, you know, as much as we can, as we've said before, as much as you can, grow yourself. And then when they threaten to starve you because of the fuel prices and all the rest of the carry on, then you can just give them the 2 fingers then, can't
well,
you?
more or less we can be not self-sufficient in lots of things. The beans, the peas, the potatoes, we get all the cabbage, collard, broccoli, whatever. And as much as I grow all the veg, I'm not overly keen on cabbage or broccoli, but Margie makes at home what we just call green soup. I have no idea what's in it. I go home full of bounty, put it down. So she makes green soup, and it'll obviously have cabbage, collard, broccoli, sprouts, whatever it is in it. Yeah, onions, whatever it might be, French beans, peas. So she makes it, blitzes it. It goes in like margarine tubs.
Not doing any harm, that.
Spare freezer in the garage. And, yeah, just eat it.
That's exactly right, that.
But there is nothing better than picking something like those courgettes and those beans, going home, and half an hour later, or in the evening, you have what you've pulled, and you've grown it, you've eaten it, and you're tasting it.
The maximum vitamins and minerals straight away, fresh.
It's not come from Tesco, it's not been in a warehouse for however many days, weeks it's been before it's got to the shops. There's no mileage on it. I live a mile away. I pedalled up this morning, I'll cycle home after. It's all that, what's the word, environmentally
Friendly, yeah. No pesticides, herbicides or insecticides needed.
Nothing, no.
And that is another beauty of doing what we're doing is because you know exactly what's gone on it. You know it's not been interfered with. Or if it has, you know that you've been the interferer and you know what you've
But again, it's like potatoes. You can grow potatoes and then you just might find you don't like them. But if you've made a note in your book or your diary or whatever of what the variety is, yeah, and you don't like Maris Piper, Maris Peer, King Edward, Charlotte, whatever it is.
Charlotte are good.
Yeah, well, but next year don't grow it. Try a different variety next year. But just keep, if people keep a basic little record. And then what I've done, I've just got an A4 sheet, divided in lots of little squares because I've got 10 beds here. And in each square is what is growing. And then next year, I know what I grew here. But the raspberries are permanent, but the onions and all the rest can be moved around. And then I don't follow on. The following year with the same thing in the same bed.
Doing the crop rotation.
Doing the crop rotation.
Because the pests and the viruses and diseases, they get used to it. If they know that it's not that intelligent, but if it can develop.
It's a bit like club root. I would imagine we all have club root in the soil here, just because of the amount of years the allotments have been. But every time I've lifted a bed of potatoes, people go on about double digging, whether you should, but I'll lift my potatoes, leave the soil bare, then come September, October, I'll dig it all over, big pitchfork, so it's all like mountains and rough. then I absolutely cover it with manure that I get from a guy over at Hay, and leave all my beds completely covered in manure all winter.
So when you do it, late November, early December, you do that?
Well, end of October, November, just when me and my mate Bill get the cars and the trailers out, and they can make as many trips as I need.
Yeah.
To get the compost, which is totally rotted down. It's not full of turds and straw and fresh, that's no good. So this stuff is crumbled, there's no smell to it. Cover all the beds over winter, it gets the rain, the cold, the frost, really works at it. The worms will drag the goodness down. In spring then it all gets rake level and it's ready then for going probably, well, probably April. But then wherever I'm going to regrow my brassicas, so there's some cabbage over there in that one by the shed.
Yeah.
Wherever those cabbage grow next year, when I plant them,
it shan't be there.
What I'll do, when I dig in a little hole, I put a teaspoon of lime in each hole where the plant's going to keep away the club root. Because what the club root does, as the plant is growing above the ground and the roots are growing below the ground, the club root will attach to the roots of the actual plant that's growing, your brassica, and it can look like ginger, big clumps of ginger, so you get big
it just fattens and swells the roots.
So your roots fatten and swell because the club root's taking it from the root of the plants that's drawing up all the goodness.
Sounds like varicose veins, isn't it?
Yeah, but then it's not going to your plant above the ground, and then
it's just restricted the flow.
People wonder why they're looking weak and they're yellow and they're going green. It's generally because you've got club root. But if you put lime in, which is what I always do when I do the brassicas, it helps to keep away the club root. And that is without fail, year after year.
That's good, that's good.
Because
I've got garden lime there myself.
Yeah, we all only have so many beds, so it's not as though you can put 2 beds to one side for 12 months or 2 years. You've got to try and rotate your stock. And
this is looking great, though. I've often commented on it. I like the setup. It's really good long beds. It's mixing it up. There's different things in different areas. There's flowers mixed into it. Well, it's a good combination you've got, I think.
Long beds are easy. It's not for me to criticise the way but you've a lot of small beds there, which is a lot of work. All my beds are 18 foot long and 4 foot wide. Yeah. If it needs netting, it gets netted. But then when it wants weeding, whatever it is, and I'm going along with my hoe, I've no more than 2 foot to go either side.
That's right.
So when I come up, I can do 3 beds probably in an hour, easy. So by coming up every morning, it's easy to keep on top and keep in control.
That's what I've been thinking. To be honest, mate, I've been thinking about that this last couple of weeks. That I'm spending a bit too much time. But I'm getting established today. I don't know if you've noticed, I put the moot ones up at the top. They're long beds, like,
yeah. Well, there we go.
To keep it a bit more manageable.
Here endeth the lesson, because I'm now going to go to the tip.
Here endeth the lesson of the wise old elf. Yeah, Joe. Well, thanks very much for that, Paul.
See you, buddy.
Great stuff. And if you don't mind, we'll do a couple of recaps as it goes through the season.
Well, the season's not far away from finishing now, but yeah, we'll just follow on with.
Yeah. Well, check the effects of the comfrey on the tomatoes and everything like that, you know, and these other succulents.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going great, guns. We're getting inspected. Our bottom's inspected next week, aren't we?
Yeah, we're judging us next Saturday.
I'll be in Spain.
Yeah. So what normally happens on judging day, it's a guy outside comes in, doesn't know us, doesn't know the layout, doesn't know anything about us, but he'll come, he'll inspect each plot individually.
An independent fella.
He will mark them.
There we go. Part 2.
Part 2, the pink stuff. Well, the bees love this. It's called Lithium.
Lithium.
And as you can see, there's millions of bees, millions of hoverflies all over the place, and we need all the bees we can get.
This is a fantastic attractor.
So this is Lithium. There's Coreopsis here. And then I've only done that 3 months ago, that flower bed. I've made my own little bug boxes for them in the middle.
Yeah, because when I first came home, there was nothing there, was there?
Nothing. So that's only like 3 months old. It was a bare empty bed that had been covered with plastic because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then decided, right, we'll just shove as many flowers in as we can for the birds and the bees. Well, the bees, obviously. Knocked up some little bug hotels there. There's bits of wood bits of canes in, straw and all sorts. So they've got a home.
Yeah.
And then we have to cut all these sweet peas in a bit for when I'm going home from that.
They're beautiful, aren't they, the sweet peas?
So every single flower will be gone at some point this morning. And away they go again. But they just smell fantastic.
Let's have a whiff. Again, no smelly vision, I know, but... oh,
Bunches of them in the house.
very nice.
Fabulous.
Yeah, cool, isn't it? So that's us for today.
That's us for today. Joe's going to, this thing he's going to do, yeah, I'm going to fill my bin and then get my flask and my fags.
Have a coffee and a smoke.
Have a coffee and a smoke with the lads who'll be up at the cabin, and then we'll sort out the wheels.
I've never took them up to the cabin end, actually, tell you the
well, some of the lads
the brew shed.
Yeah. Without thinking, they might give you some verbal abuse. These are shallots. I suppose everybody knows what shallots are. They go in as like little onion sets. It goes in as one little onion set. Again, meat is a thumb depth down. In it goes. And then they bulk up. This has 4, this has 3, but they'll carry on growing. And as long as it's healthy and green, they're not ready yet. Some of the ones at the back you can see, the leaves are turning yellow.
A mixture of alums in here.
Yeah, so they're all shallots. Again, they get dried off, put in net bags in the garage at home, and they'll last us all through winter for casseroles and hot pots and stews and whatever it's going to be.
That's it. I think if you get it set up right, you can get about 90% of whatever you're eating out the ground on your own plot.
Big fat spring onions.
Yeah. Oh, they're spring, isn't it?
Yeah, them spring onions. But what are the ones you get from the supermarkets? Depending what type and variety you grow.
They take them early, don't they?
Yeah. But they're like long and thin. We like them fat and crunchy. So there's our
bit like me, that Joe, fat and crunchy.
Well, I'll never be fat and crunchy. I'm not that build or design.
Well, no, willowy, lithe.
Yeah, lithe. I like that. Right, so this goes in the bin.
Excellent.
And then I'm going for me coffee and my fags.
Cigarettes and coffee. Otis Redding. Over cigarettes and coffee. Right. Thank you very much again, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Well done. Nice one.
Might catch you some more.
Yeah, we'll catch him on an upcoming episode. We're going to do a catch up. We'll do the same as we did with Mick, where we're showing from the start, the middle, and the end of some of these plants that are coming on. But as we say, we're sort of mid to late at the moment, midsummer at the moment. Everything's coming on nice.
Coffee and fags.
Yeah, I might come up for one in a minute, mate. And oh, it's brilliant. Again, I can't stress it enough. If you can do it, because if you're out like me, you'll absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And Joe's been on for 12 or 13 years, I think, something like that. I don't know, 100%. And many of the people down on the allotments have kept it going for a very long time. You know, there's some people who've been on here for decades. And there's some people that are fresh to it. And as long as you're keen and you get cracking and you put the hours in, you can get the benefits, as you can see from Joe's. Alright, see you later, boys and girls. Have a good one. Ta-ra now.